All right, I guess we got to take it. Thank you, Steve. Well, he planted bombs at the homes of perceived enemies and is a convicted arsonist. But for now, former Schenectady school official Stephen Raucci's wife is going to continue to get $6,000 a month in pension payments. The state's highest court made the ruling today, reversing a lower court and cutting off the funds from Raucci's victims. Jennifer Lukey explains what all that means.
Stephen Raucci, the former Schenectady City School facility manager, is serving 23 years to life in prison for using explosives to target the homes and cars of coworkers he didn't like. Raucci's wife has been cashing his pension check since he was convicted in 2010 because she has power of attorney. But his victims sued under the state's Son of Sam law to get a piece of that money. A lower court froze those checks in May while that lawsuit moved forward. But today, the State Court of Appeals unfroze the money, basically clearing the way for Mrs. Raucci to continue to collect her husband's pension of $79,000 per year. Today's decision doesn't get to the bigger question of whether victims can go after the pensions of state workers and politicians who are convicted of crimes. Two state laws seem to contradict one another when it comes to that question. The Son of Sam law prevents a criminal from profiting off the publicity of his crime and allows victims to sue for, quote, all funds and property received from any source. But the state's retirement and Social Security law prevents pensions from being garnished. Today's decision was based on a technicality, the court ruling that the victim's argument was not preserved, basically that the attorneys didn't originally argue that the Son of Sam law should take precedent over the pension law.
I think it's a very hot-button political issue because there's a lot of pension money out there that could be subject to attachment or garnishment if, in fact, the public official that's collecting the pension is within the ambit of the Son of Sam law. So if you've got a crooked politician and somebody wants to grab their pension, I'm sure there's a lot of attorneys that are looking at this decision.
A hot-button issue that will now be sent back to a lower court to decide, either that or the state legislature to amend one of the laws. Jennifer Lukey, CBS 6 News.
Raucci is currently being held at the Clinton Correctional Facility in Dannemora. Just last month, he also filed an appeal to his conviction, asking for a new trial. Raucci's attorneys argued that police broke the law when they searched their client's office and during a subsequent interview, and we'll hear from Raucci's attorney about that coming up at 6 tonight.